Yeah, true.
And that's another thing you have to consider is, okay, this is going to go through front lines, and this is also going to go past front lines. So I love this into Aphelios. The finishing touches here for the draft for DRX actually really nice. It's setting up the Zeri for success and just trying to shut down the Aphelios. Because now, if you're Showmaker, you can't really play Silas very comfortably. Yeah, you got great ults to steal, but you're not a lot of damage.
Yes, you can. This is an incredible Silas.
But hear me out. Hear me out. If Deft dies first by any of these engages, you have Emperor's Divide, you have Leona, you have Unstoppable Force, and you have Paranoia. If Deft dies first, there's no real damage here for D+. Pre-6 Nocturne, not really looking to fight too much here without a lot of help.
Deft took 1 billion damage somehow, and so did Puddock, as he's going to take another Q. Does have to cleanse the Ignite as Kellen throws that one down.
Fine, and we'll actually take the chance to back now.
If you're wondering how much Kasante's abilities cost, I'm going to have to hold that thought, as there is a Flash Pulverize, and Zeri's going to have to skate away out of there, but Deft is going to flash the wall immediately. Zenith Blade is dodged. There's the auto, and that is the World Champion 80 carry that we were expecting.
Rush him here twice in a row.
Oh no, there's a Flash Headbutt Pulvers. Barrel's going to have to flash out of the crash down. Decent little stun, as Deft not going to be able to get over and kill Beryl. They do manage to get his flash.
Game has better base damage than you and will be able to trade up better. This is Kellen this time knocking Puddock over, and then Deft saying, all right, well, I'm actually going, and I know I have the damage. Hits that final auto here just barely. There's nothing Beryl can do. And Kellen
this is something that bottom. Okay, we're going to see more of it. As now Canyon moving down. Remember, there are no flashes. Beryl, no way out of this one. Not even Eclipse can save you from the red-white that Deft has available. And Croco just going to keep walking.
I mean, this is just not even fair.
Okay, Showmaker going to shove the Azir under the turret, finds the chains there as well and gets the flash.
We've talked about this is kind of a soft counter to the Azir quite a bit. Moments like this is part of why and what you can do in the landing phase. Puddock coming over.
Yeah, Croco's not going to be able to steal it, especially with Kellen planning a trip back home. As, all right, we could see an all-out angle here. There it is. Canna is going to be able to get the ult from Rascal. Did have it. Yeah, Showmaker only level 10, so doesn't quite have the hijack level 2 just yet. Could allow him to potentially get another ultimate, but probably not within the same team fight. As Canna holding onto Rascal off towards the side. Canyon will be able to take the Drake. And Croco still just waiting, biding his time, looking for that opportunity. DRX all split. But they just dive on top of Puddock in the bottom lane. Moonlight Vigil is just going to destroy the Zeri. And DRX, their positioning is just all over the place. Finally, Paranoia comes in, and in goes the Azir, but out he goes immediately afterwards. Kellen just says, heck no, that is not happening. Canna's already all out, and he gets a solo Emperor's Divide that he just dashes over. Flash is going to be used to try and take him down, and meanwhile, Rascal is just destroyed. D+, just winning everywhere and more.
Croco's back going to get interrupted here as well, and if this wave crashes through, he might be in trouble. I think he is.
Yeah, Canna he's got enough mana for most of his abilities. He's Kasante, and now Croco, yeah, he's only got one spell shield, and this is just bullying Wolf.
The replay again, it's picture perfect. Our observers put Deft in the center of the screen because he is the only thing that matters. Can they get to him or not? Look at Showmaker and Kana saying, no, they can't. You cannot engage onto this guy. And then when DRX say, let's back off, let's give up, boom, engage onto Zeri. Beryl is going to try to turn this one around. Deft has that stopwatch rune at the ready, so when the Paranoia comes through, he goes golden, and Kellen helps disengage with a beautiful headbutt here onto Fate. And Showmaker is still holding on to that ultimate, so it's just a collapse of a house of cards here. But what are you going to do as DRX? Is there a cross-map angle here with Malphite? Not really. You know, you can't kill this guy. He's got such a front line now as well, and you can't break through that either. The comp becomes so binary as DRX. I mean, it always was, but that was a good thing if they could get Deft, and now I just don't see it happening. They're going to contest this Herald, though.
Yeah, teleport is coming through here from the Kasante. We have the Malphite in the area. This is a true 5v5 as Emperor's Divide is going to be picked up here by Showmaker. He will get... Oh, Rascal into the back line. They explode Deft. And now Showmaker's the one that has to get it done. The two-man queue is going to come through from Canna. Big pulverize from Kellen as well, but I think he's going to be a stake, and Puddock is going to eat that one. Emperor's Divide connects, but only onto one, and Canyon will be taken down as a result. Showmaker has to just hightail it, and Canna will have to do the same. And this is what happens when they kill the president. Q not going to connect, and DRX are on the board.
It's getting closer to that, but this flank from Rascal, this is Deft's perspective. He cannot see anything. And he knew. He's like, they got me. He just knows 100%. Like, I have no idea.
It is something that you do have to be wary of. A lot of other champions just don't have any options, as there's the unstoppable force straight on top of Paddock, and he's going to be taken down. And we'll see how DRX cope with their AD carry just being immediately removed. Showmaker's going to be taken down here, but Beryl, he was taken away from the fight, let's just say, as Canna finds himself a Q onto Rascal. He is very tanky. Trollwood in the back of this pit right now as Kellen's clearing vision. Canna looking for the wraparound, wants to go the long way. As Deft, Moonlight Vigil in just for a bit of damage. Paranoia comes through. Beryl finds the flank angle as there's the Paranoia onto Deft. He flashes himself out and he's trying to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, Puddock's just dead in the backside of the fight and Deft is going to live. Showmaker goes golden as well at about 0 health, and Canyon will eliminate the Azir. Somehow, Showmaker lives through it all as well. And DRX, are they going to get wiped after that last fight was so competitive?
Got Gale Force as well, and when you commit that many resources on that side of the fight, if your carry gets blown up, your only real damage threat is going to be Fate here. So look at Beryl come in, Deft backs away, and Zeri instantly dies on the re-engage here. The Emperor's Divide, not fantastic, and just not enough damage to kill Deft, and then not enough damage to win this fight over here with the engage. It's just much cleaner on the side of D+, as this is Beryl's angle here onto Deft with the Paranoia. Gets the cleanse early, Gale Force, and then flash over the wall. And now, only a Leona there. They have to commit the flash with a Nocturne to try to get to Deft, but he's got 2 bodyguards, and Showmaker wins a topside play.
This is a horror movie for me, is what he said. But Showmaker now has himself an unstoppable force. The Chain Lash will connect there as Canyon just looks at Beryl.
Look at how far back Deft is standing as well. If they commit, they're going to have to go through Showmaker.
Well, another engage comes through for Beryl. He's taking a fair bit of damage here as Canyon just stands there. There's just a lot of real burly champions, as now Puddock's just going to get flashed on here by Showmaker. He lands the chains and just straight up destroys the Zeri by himself. That is going to be Ocean Soul as well. Rascal, I think, realizing that there is not a whole lot he can do as Canna has gone all out. He's dashing after him. Gale Force from Deft will allow that kill to come through. Eventually, I think, although he doesn't do very much damage to this Malphite, as we already spoke about, but it eventually will be him going down.
As he's got both summoners up, you know, he's got a GA. A lot of Death Chamber.
Yeah, and Zenith Blade is going to miss Solar Flare as well. Not really finding the target, so that's
of course his flash, but watch this. He's got a control ward. It happens in less than 2 seconds. And there is no time to react. There is no counterplay here. With the death cap, the damage is just so much. It's a 100-0. And then they just turn straight onto Rascal, who was looking for that angle to try to catch Deft. And I think Beryl has really overextended on this Leona so many times. It's the idea is, okay, I'm going to try to get onto Deft, or I'm going to try to get onto Showmaker, I'm going to try to find a target. But because he actually lost half of his health and gave control to D+ of that area,
Showmaker kind of is. Yeah, and there is also an Ocean Soul.
That ward is disabled as well.
All right, Q is going to push Beryl back, but now the rest of the squad will show up. But there's just not a lot of damage here. Canna is tanking for days. Meanwhile, the Baron is taken down by 2 members of D+, and the President is in the backline. They try and get vision as Beryl dives in, but he's just gonna die. And now Canyon is untouchable as Paddock is just tickling him, and there's the unstoppable force from Showmaker. Rascal trying to get out with his own, but that is not going to work out. And this time, they decide to kill all of Paddock's friends instead of killing him.
Yeah, and Showmaker is done with this game. He's done to end, and it is 100% over. No chance to come back here. DRX just getting outclassed in these late game fights.
Well, Showmaker is now going to flash on top of Paddock. That ult did a lot of damage as Deft is going to stun him up. I don't think having a bit of a party on the fountain is the right idea. However, sometimes you just want to do it. As Paddock is going to get the GA, Deft wanting to utilize his full kit of items before he does go down.
것 같아. 럭키 박을게 이제 슬슬. 천천히 하면 될 것 같아. 내가 바로부터 먹을게. 바로부터 괜찮아. 피 많이 가. 피 많이 가라. 나중에 텔바 갔다. 봐도 돼.
천천히.
말파고 있어. 열받아. 말파고 있어 조심해. 레오부터.
네, 나 여기가 막 갈게.
야 마지로 높여.
야, 그 제리 노플.
대리 노공이거든. 하자 이거. 어. 버스한테?
잠깐만.